Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday when I am filming this. You will probably see it on Thursday. It is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate. And it is also Ash Wednesday, the first day of Lent. For us, that's more important than Valentine's Day. Just gonna hang out today, bring you along for the day. I've got some things I need to do. Starting off my day, of course, with my electrolyte water. This is actually the second one. The first one I made, I threw in the trash. Yes. You know, I told you before, every once in a while, my electrolyte water, I just use homemade. It's filtered water, organic lemon juice, just like a teaspoon or so, and 7 shakes of Redmond's real salt. That's the key, is the real salt, not like the stuff you buy, like the iodine, the Morton's or anything like that. It needs to be real salt. Anyway, you know, sometimes I throw a tea bag in there just for some added flavor. Well, this morning I found one in the cabinet. It was like a watermelon mint botanicals cold brew. I threw it in there thinking, oh, this might be good. Oh, it was the worst. I threw the whole thing away and made it one. So we're just drinking it plain today because now I have a little PTSD from that. What are we doing today? I have a couple things I want to do. I want to make some granola. A subscriber sent me a recipe for sourdough discard granola. So we're going to give that a try. She said it's wonderful. We're going to make that. We are going to prep dinner. Today is a day of fasting for us. I'm going to talk about that on my way to the dermatologist. We'll do a little car chat about fasting and how we fast and why we do it the way we do it. We do it a little bit differently than the guidelines of the church, and I'll explain why. But I will get my dinner prepped early. We're having French fries, so I'm going to get those potatoes cut and soaking earlier before I go to the dermatologist, just so everything's ready when I get home. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be. I'm not going to be very long. And I guess that's it for that. And I want to get a little bit of decluttering done today and talk about some decluttering techniques and reasons to declutter. I'll do that while I am working on decluttering. I want to hit 2 areas if possible. I want to hit my vanity in the powder room, and I want to hit the, what we call the, it's the, what was it called when we bought it? Hall console. The little cabinet we have out in the hallway in the foyer. That's kind of become the art cabinet for the babies. I want to just clean that out. So that's my plans today. Bring you along. Trying to think what else. Need to straighten up the counter a little bit. Do a quick straighten up of the house. I'm uploading my weigh-in and meeting weight loss topic video, which I know is going to cause controversy because I disagree with WW and their thoughts on it, and it's okay. We can all have different opinions, but that's going to go over like a fart in church, I'm sure. But anyway, let's get this day moving. Okay, this is under my powder room vanity, and I guarantee we are going to get rid of more than half of these items. That's just my thought, but let's start working on it. The first thing you want to do when tackling any decluttering project is to empty the space completely. Take everything out. I know it seems like more of a mess, but that way you can see exactly what you have, because trust me, there's stuff in there you didn't know was there. And then what I like to do is make 3 piles: trash, donate, and keep. And do it quickly. Don't overthink it. Just make 3 quick piles. Because once you have those piles made, you can go back and redo it and do more of a micro declutter instead of a macro declutter. It gives you time to think about things. It gives you time to decide if it's something that you really have used. I found stuff in here that I did not even know existed. and I was making my 3 piles. My biggest pile was the trash pile. I filled an entire plastic shopping bag with trash, and then I had a little small paper bag for donate. And wait till you see the small amount that I kept. This 3-drawer stacker was filled with makeup. It was very organized and neat, but I never used any of it. I kept 3 things out of this entire stacker. Yep, 3 things. So I scrubbed and scrubbed, and these stains are not coming off. This vanity is 20 years old. We've painted it. It needs to be repainted, but I'm out of the paint color, so I have to go get some more and touch it up. But I cannot get any of these stains off, so I'm just going to take a piece of dollar store contact paper and cover the bottom so it looks a little nicer. I'm not worried about it not matching the bathroom or whatever, because it'll be fine. This will just make it a little nicer and make it a little bit easier to clean. And yes, I know technically it goes the other way, but it doesn't matter. There's going to be stuff back in here, so it was easier to do it this way because I didn't have to piece it. So I'm happy with that. It only took me about 3 seconds to put it in there. So let's figure out what we're putting back into this cabinet and how we're going to arrange it. It looks like Zelda is going into the cabinet. We'll have to remove her. Okay, there is the after. So I have this bin that was in there before, but now it is just filled with hand towels. We replaced the hand towel in this bathroom a lot because it's used by toddlers during the week. I did keep my hair chalk. That's back there. This is toilet fizzy cleaner things that I make. These are some potty wipes because with toddlers, sometimes we need them. And then I just put this little basket in here, replacing that 3-drawer thing. And I just have 2 combs, a mirror, and a little pack of tissues in there. So that is it. Now let me show you what I got rid of and why. Okay, this whole grocery bag is full of trash. I mean, it is. Like, when I say full, it is full. And this diaper's just, like, kind of beat. That's why we threw that away. Off, we don't use. I don't even know how. It's probably expired like years because we make sprays and roll-ons with essential oils now for bug control. These are probably dry. They're facial wipes. I don't use those anymore. I use a reusable cloth to take off my makeup. I have ones from Norwex. I have ones from the Dollar Tree. And I have ones from like when I used to get that FabFitFun box. So, and I rather just use the cloth and plain water. So that's going. A very out-of-date COVID test. Some plastic hand soap bottles. Some nasty-looking floss. Some hand soaps that we just don't use the fragranced hand soaps anymore. We make our own. Some trash that was in there. This thing of Baby Magic. And a whole bunch, I mean a whole bunch of makeup. If you saw, that thing was pretty much full of makeup. Mostly stuff I got from FabFitFun and what's that other one called? Ipsy. It's been sitting here, not being used, and I'm not going to use it. So anything that was open went in the trash. Anything that wasn't open went in this little bag, and that will either go up on Gibbstown Giving or it will go to the thrift store because that is all new. So you see, we got rid of this. No longer need it. I'm going to see if Andrew wants it for his beard supplies and shaving supplies. I don't know why this is not focusing. Up in his bathroom. If not, it's going on Gibbstown Giving. This is going in the trash. And yeah, I think we did pretty good. I think it looks good. And we definitely got rid of a ton of stuff. Oh, this is a Christmas decoration. That's got to go. downstairs in the Christmas box. So, oh, and those rags go upstairs in the rag bin. So I think I did pretty good. And guys, it took me less than 10 minutes. We're going to talk a little bit later about clutter and subscription boxes and things like that in another video. I'm hoping to have that out very, very soon. Okay, next up on the decluttering is the haul table. I have no idea why my phone is all of a sudden not focusing. It's making me crazy. Anyway, this is our next decluttering. The drawers are fine. Everybody has their own bin. There's labels in the bin that have our name on them. But Doug, Joni, Andrew, Adam, if that bin becomes too full, then stuff's got to go. You can see whose bin is the least full. Yeah. And then down here is, like I said, the art cabinet. And it's really not bad. It just needs a little bit of sprucing up and a little bit of reorganization. So we're going to work on that. I'll show you the after. I'm so lucky to have help while I'm trying to do this. Not sure that's the word I would use. But we're getting there. We're almost done. Okay, that only took about 10 minutes. So up here I have, these are some planner supplies in here. This is the baby's bin. It is crayons and markers and colored pencils. There's dot paint up there. In this bin is all of their art smocks, and behind the art smock is a vinyl tablecloth we use to put on the table to do crafts on, because I don't want them doing it on directly on the table. We've got some activity books and construction paper, and then we have the 3-hole punch and the paper cutters behind there. So that is nice and organized and nice and neat. Stuff that I took out that needs to find a new home, and I know that new home is a tart burner. I don't use them often, but I'm not quite ready to part with that yet, so that'll go into like the quarantine bin for a while, and we'll see if I decide to pull it back out. I'm also putting this down the basement in our light bulb box. These are blue lights. We had a local police officer killed in the line of duty, and for months and months, we all changed our porch lights to a blue light in support of him and his family. So I'm just going to hang on to that because hope we never need it again. But if we need it for something else, it'll be there. Then I have this whole bag of masks back in 2020 that I made. There's also paper ones in there too. I'm just going to put those downstairs in one of our bins. Don't think we'll need them again, but you never know. And actually, there's paper masks in there for Doug if he needs them, if his numbers drop or anything. So we have those. And then I have this. I use this around Christmas time for my like homemade potpourri stuff. It's a tiny little electric crock pot. So that's going to go down on the shelf with my home decor stuff. So those 4 things have found a new home. This is going to Gibbstown Giving. It's a plug-in Scentsy warmer thing. And then all this is trash. So I think we did pretty good for 10 minutes worth of work. I totally forgot about the cabinet above the toilet in the bathroom. So let's take care of decluttering that. So this is one of those examples of 90-10. You know, I say I try to be good 90% of the time, and the other 10%, I'm just going to have to do what I feel like I have to do. So the app I use to check products, to scan the barcode, is called Bobby Approved. And these are not Bobby Approved. And it tells you why. And it says because they have natural flavoring, which if you're in my Facebook group, I put up a post about that yesterday about what natural flavoring can mean. And they also contain sugar. Well, those things were at the very bottom of the list, which means if you don't know this, hold on, let me coming to you so much from the bathroom today. If you don't know this, the order of ingredients in things go from the most to the least. So like in something like marshmallows, sugar is going to be the first ingredient listed. I'm trying to think, you know, what else there is. But anyway, that's how ingredients are listed. And the 2 ingredients that are unapproved are at the very bottom, which means they have very little in them. And honestly, when I have a dry throat, a sore throat, or laryngitis, or a cough, this is what works for me. And these are by far a better choice than a lot of the candy type cough drops that are on the market. So you just have to decide what is right for you, what is right for your family. We are never going to be 100% perfect. We are not. And if you are, let me take lessons because, and you know what? I don't even strive to be 100% perfect. I really don't. But, so that's one of the things that I kind of 90-10. 90-10. But that is a really cool app. It's called Bobby Approved. It's blue with like a thumb up. And it is by Bobby Parrish from Flav City. I follow him on Instagram. He is a little extreme. Like there's no 90-10 in Bobby's world. It's more like 99.9 and 0.1. And that's okay because that's what he chooses. It's okay. I choose to do it a little differently. But anyway, that's what I just wanted to show you that. Now I'm going to get back to this closet and we'll be done and we'll see the after. Okay, there is that cabinet. So we keep extra toilet paper up here. I mean, that's a given. We're in a bathroom. There's some panty liners that I don't even know why they're in there, but just in case. And then there's a box of Band-Aids. And then there is a reed diffuser that I do use in here sometimes. Not all the time, but I don't want to get rid of it. I want to talk about the Band-Aids. And I'll talk about the Band-Aids when I show you what I took out of here. So that's the after. So as far as what we took out, these lens cloth, pre-moistened lens cloth, I'm going to just toss them. I don't even know how, they've got to be 15 years old. So I don't even know if they're wet anymore. And, you know, it shows computer, camera, glasses. We use like Norwex. We have a Norwex cloth for our glasses and same for the computer and stuff. So we will not use these. I'm just going to toss those. These we don't really use. I'm going to see if one of the baby mamas wants them for the diaper bag. And then this stuff is staying, but it doesn't belong here. So let's talk about that. I feel so funny vlogging all day from the bathroom, but this is the room we're working in. So some of the stuff that was up in this cabinet is some Q-tips. Can't tell you when I used a Q-tip downstairs. So these are going upstairs with the rest of the Q-tips because that makes sense. Keep them all together. Triple antibiotic ointment. Thought about keeping it down here with the Band-Aids, but if the boo-boo is severe enough to need triple antibiotic ointment, we're probably going to need to go upstairs and get peroxide to clean it out and maybe even a bigger Band-Aid or something else. So this is going upstairs in the first aid box because that's where it belongs. And then we will know where it is. If it's down here and everything else is upstairs, I'm not going to remember it's down here. Keeping all your like things together is key to household management. Don't have batteries in 3 different places. Have them all together because then everyone in the house will know exactly where they are. Same with these. No one has a cold right now. They don't have to be readily accessible. These are going up in the cough and cold box. If somebody has a cough or a cold and if they're not upstairs to get them, yes, take a few out and throw them in your pocket or throw them on the kitchen counter or whatever. But they don't need to be stored in here. They need to be where you're going to look. If you get a cough or a cold, you're going to look in the cough and cold box for something. You're not going to think to look over the toilet. And last but not least, doesn't everybody have toddler underwear hanging around? I know I do. I probably had it in here for if there was an accident, we needed to change it. But I don't keep a ton of underwear here, and it's mostly in their diaper bags or their backpacks or whatever. But I do keep 1 or 2 pair, and this needs to go into the diaper bin. I have a diaper bin that I keep upstairs from Monday to Friday when I'm babysitting, and I keep diapers and wipes and the changing pad in there. And I usually keep a pair or 2 of underwear in there for my guys that are potty training or recently potty trained. But it doesn't need to be in here. It needs to be in the diaper bin. So with the wipes and the changing pad. So that's what I'm doing. Try to keep like things together. Don't have the same item in 3 different places in your house. Because if you run out of it in the place where it should be, like Band-Aids in the bin, in the first aid bin, you might not remember where the other ones are. Like I said, these Band-Aids are an exception, especially having little guys and girls here, little toddlers, because we use Band-Aids probably more than most people use a Band-Aid, because, you know, if there is a little tiny spot on our skin, it needs a Band-Aid. Yeah. So that's the exception, but everything else, try to keep together. Like when I just did the hall console, markers, you know, colored pencils, art smocks, the cloth for the table, it's all together. When we go to do a craft, that's where I just need to stop, except for the supplies, which of course are down in my craft room. But, you know, for that kind of stuff, the stuff that's used on the daily. I mean, we don't use googly eyes and buttons and paint daily, but we use this stuff daily. So it's here and it's accessible. I'm trying to think what else. Like in the same kind of realm, like to keep things together and not in 3 different places. It makes more sense for household management. And even though you still have maybe 3 boxes of Band-Aids to manage, they're all in the same place, so it's easier to manage. I hope that makes sense. But right now I'm going to go just clean up all the little stuff that is left around, find new homes for, and start on our next task, which I think we're done a little bit of the decluttering for now, and we're going to move on to granola. Okay, taking a break from everything and coming out to collect eggs just because I need a little bit of sunshine. So we are going to see what we have out here, and then we're going to go in and we're going to make our granola. And then I really need to get ready for my appointment. There is 1 egg in the new girls. The one of them, I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Queenie or Agmelia, man. She lays some huge eggs. Hello, ladies. Nope. I'm not coming out here to give you treats yet. You can have treats later. Make sure there's none laying around in there, because, you know. And let's see if we have any in here. It's hard to do it one-handed. Oh, yeah. And let me tell you, you can see the wood. I literally put so much pine shavings in here that it is so fluffy and so comfy, and they just kick it all out. Like, I don't even know what to do anymore. I think I want to get some nesting box pads. If anybody has chickens and uses nest box pads, can you let me know? Send me an email or whatever with a link and let me know what kind you love. Because there's so many choices, and that's why I haven't bought any, because I just don't know. So there we go. Lots of eggs this morning. And hello there. Hello. You coming up to see what I'm doing? Yeah, look at that. Right down to the wood. Crazy girl. One of the projects that Doug wants to do this spring is redo these nesting boxes. We like them generally, but he wants to take this off, extend it all the way to the end, and add 1 more to have 4. And when he builds this part, extend it so rain doesn't get into here. So that's the plan for the spring. We'll see, you know, what's going on with him with treatments and surgery and stuff. But that's definitely on the bucket list for the spring. So pretty. Like a little Easter basket. I love the colors. Yesterday we got 16 eggs, man. They outdid themselves. So I'm expecting a couple more today. We'll see. So this is another project we need to get to this week. Doug's company, they are very philanthropic, which we just love. And every year they partner with Project Linus, and they give out kits to make one of the, the no-sew fleece blankets. They give out the instructions and all the things you need, including a pair of scissors. and you make the blanket and then you return it to the office. So we're going to work on this as a family at some point this week and get that back. It doesn't have to be back for a couple weeks, but I would like to get it done and get it back. And if they have any more kits, if any left over, Doug will bring more home and we'll make them. But it's a great, great community service project, and we love to be a part of it. Okay, let's get started making our sourdough discard granola. So in the bowl, we're going to start with 100 grams of sourdough discard. I'm not really sure what's in here. We'll see. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, there's way more than 100 grams in there. We're going to need a spoon to fix that. Was not expecting there to be so much in this little jar. But real life. Close enough. 101 grams. Then we're going to add 20 grams of pure maple syrup. So I'm just going to zero out my scale and start pouring. Close enough. And then 10 grams of vanilla. I don't think this is going to make a ton of granola, but that's okay because we've never had it before. So I'd rather start small. And today is a day of fasting for us, so I won't be tasting this till tomorrow. So I'll have to let you know what we thought of it. Okay, what else? 10 grams of melted coconut oil. That's right here. And then 100 grams of rolled oats. Oh, wait a minute. It says add wet ingredients, mix well. So these are all the wet ingredients. Glad I read that. So we're going to mix these. I don't know why I'm using a whisk. I could probably use a spoon. But also take it off the, oh, it smells really good. I can tell you that. Okay, good, good, good. Now, 100 grams of rolled oats. Yeah, this is not going to make a lot, so that's good. We'll taste it, and if we like it, I'll make like a quadruple batch. 100 grams of chopped nuts or seeds. I'm just going to use some sliced almonds. You know what? I think I'm going to go half on the nuts because I don't want to have the same amount of nuts as I do oats. So I'm going to go 50 grams on that. And then 2 grams of cinnamon. And once again, on the spices, I don't really think you need to worry about how much you put in. If you like more cinnamon, great. If you like more nutmeg, great. And then it calls for 1 gram of nutmeg. I need to get a new piece of nutmeg out. I'm gonna hurt my fingers. Uh-oh. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll get some more nutmeg out in a little bit. And then 2 grams of salt. Okay, now we are going to mix this all together. I'm going to add some more nutmeg in there. Oh yeah, this makes enough for like 2 days. That's okay. Now, once this is baked, you can put your add-ins. And your add-ins can be raisins, dried, any kind of dried fruit. I think I'm going to use, I have dried mixed berries, shredded coconut, chocolate chips, whatever. But they say to do that after it's baked. I generally put my dried fruit in before it's baked, but I'm gonna follow the directions. Okay, so that's a tiny little bit of granola. I use this big old bowl, not thinking. But now I'm gonna go get a cookie sheet and, oh, I wanted to add some more nutmeg. I'm gonna get a cookie sheet and we are going to spread this out and bake it. As promised, I am adding, more nutmeg. We love nutmeg. I love nutmeg more than cinnamon. Okay. Now I would think, it doesn't say on the directions, I could watch the video again. This is from TikTok, actually. I would think to spread it on parchment paper. I'm going to use a silicone baking mat, I guess. No, I'm going to use parchment paper. Let me get all that set up. Okay, I have my sheet with some parchment paper. We're going to dump this out onto here. And we have our oven preheating to 320 degrees. It says to, oh, it does say to line a baking sheet. I'm sorry, it does say that. I missed that. And spread thin and tight with no gaps. Now, you know I make my own granola all the time, but I've never made it with sourdough discard before. So this is a first. And we'll see. If we like it, it's a good way to use up discard. Just gonna get in there. I washed my hands, they're clean. After I got done with the eggs. Okay, I guess that's thin. And the oven is almost hot, and it says to bake it for about 20 minutes until golden brown. It burns easily, so keep a close eye on it. Then we're gonna let it cool completely and break into chunks. So, we'll see. Okay, here is the granola out of the oven. I'm gonna let it cool completely and then hopefully it'll get a little crisper. Maybe I didn't cook it enough, I'm not sure, because it's a little bendy still right now. And we like our granola crunchy, but we'll see. Usually upon complete cooling, it will get crunchier. So I'm gonna let it completely cool and then we'll break it apart, put our add-ins in, and then put it in a jar. But now I need to go get changed and get ready for my dermatology appointment. Not that you can probably see, but I'm going to the dermatologist 2 weeks ago. This was the first appointment I could get. They actually could have seen me pretty much right away, but one appointment they had was a chemo day, and the other appointment they had was the day I was working. So I had to wait until today. But I just woke up one morning out of the blue and had, you can't even see it, right here next to my eye, like a little skin tag, but it's not like taggy, it's kind of there. And I can actually see it out of my peripheral vision, and it kind of is annoying. So I wanted to look at it and see if they can zap it off or get rid of it somehow. I'm not sure. Oh, I have mascara. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to the dermatologist for, that little spot. Oops, I just knocked something over. So hopefully I'll be in and out of there pretty quickly. And because I did not prep any dinner, I was going to prep some, oh, yikes. I knocked my water cup over. Glad I went to look because I was going to ignore it. That wouldn't have been good. Yeah, I didn't prep any dinner yet. So I am going to come home and do that. We have plenty of time. We do not have to be at church until like 6:30. There's several chances today to go get ashes. There's both prayer services and masses. Ash Wednesday is not a holy day of obligation in the Catholic Church. We have certain holy days of obligation. Number one, every Sunday is a holy day of obligation. You are obligated to go to Mass. And then there's other holy days throughout the year. Of course, the biggest one is Easter, and that's like the big one. But there's other different holy days, the Immaculate Conception and the Annunciation, the Assumption, they're all other holy days. But Ash Wednesday is not a holy day. You do not have to go. It is not required. But I feel, for us anyway, we feel that it is a really, really good way to start Lent. Just kind of, and we like going to a Mass instead of a service, but we've done both. But we just feel it's a really, really good way to start off Lent, to hear the readings and hear the gospel and just kind of center and get our minds where it needs to be for this season. But yeah, not a holy day. I don't know. Don't know why it's not a holy day, but it's not. So you don't have to go. But anyway, that is that. So like I said, I'm giving out, I am a extraordinary minister tonight. They used to be called Eucharistic ministers, but they changed the name to extraordinary minister because you're not an ordinary minister, you're an extraordinary minister. Priests and deacons are actually ordinary ministers because they are, what's the word I'm looking for? So Andrew's vanity looks as bad as mine. So I told him if he wanted to organize, declutter, and clean this out tonight, I would help him. We just need to organize things a little bit. I want to get Ann a bin because this is Ann's shampoo and personal products, and she keeps just a set of everything here. So then when she comes, she doesn't have to take it back and forth with her. And Andrew's got beard supplies and stuff. So I told him I would give him a hand, help him organize it and declutter what we need to declutter from there. So we'll probably hit that one tonight. And just for reference, mine's clean. Mine was decluttered a couple weeks ago and it's all good. So I just keep my hair stuff in here with my makeup bag. And then this is just other stuff, my vitamin D, my saline. Actually, that's old. That can be thrown away. We don't like that pomade. And then in my drawer, pretty much all clean. Same down there. So I don't need to do anything to mine because right now it's all good. One more thing. When I was talking about putting stuff where it belongs, and I said about the, first aid bin and the cough and cold bin. So this is our linen closet. And I made bins with, some of them are photo boxes and some are just shoe boxes that I covered with contact paper. And I have bins for medications, over the counter, and prescription. I have first aid. I have cough and cold. Miscellaneous. And in miscellaneous is, what's in miscellaneous? Stuff I can throw away, I see. But this is our sunblock that we use, cotton swabs, some extra razors. This can go because we don't use that. That can be thrown away. I don't really need these anymore because, well, hello. But I keep them in case somebody else needs them. And then what else is in here? Lotion, body wash, and soap, hair care, and deodorant. And toothpaste is also in there too. Yeah, there's toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, conditioner. And then down here is just hair stuff and dental floss and extra toothbrushes, things like that. So that is how we organize our linen closet. And let me tell you, this, life-changing. Rolling my towels instead of folding them, totally life-changing. They take up less room, they don't fall out, and it's just so much easier. That needs a little help up there, though. That's a little messy, but anyway, that's what I was talking about downstairs. Okay, my friends, we are now in the car. Of course, you can see that. That was like crazy. Just stopped at the post office to mail some things out and picked up some Happy Mail. I will share that with you when I get home. I want to just touch base with you about Lent, what we are doing for Lent. It is traditional to give up something for Lent, which we do. So in the Catholic Church, and probably other churches too, and I don't mean to be ignorant about that, but I'm Catholic, that's what I know. There's 3 pillars of Lent. Alms, giving alms, meaning, and it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. That can be giving your time, your talent, and your treasure. So giving of yourself. So alms giving, prayer, and fasting. Now, as far as the alms giving, we try to maybe do a little bit more monetary wise, but also try to give more of our time and talent in places that we're not used to doing. We're used to being lectors. We're used to being extraordinary ministers. We're used to being ushers at church. But we try, and we're used to working at the homeless shelter. But we look for other things to kind of diversify that a little bit and give of ourselves a little bit more, because Lent is all about sacrifice. So doing the things that we're used to doing and that come easy to us are not necessarily a sacrifice. So we're trying to come up with a few things, and we have, and work that in to our daily, weekly, monthly lives. And even stuff that's not a huge sacrifice, but different. Like I showed you the blanket for the Linus Project. Doing things like that. So anyway, that's the one, giving alms. That's the one thing. And prayer, of course. Prayer. I tend to do a little bit more in Lent. Maybe find something like a podcast to listen to or something. And I'm listening to Matthew Kelly's Best Lent Ever, it's called. I just watch it on YouTube and listen to it on YouTube. And, in addition to our other prayer life that we have. And then as far as fasting, so we fast a little bit differently than the Catholic Church rules are. So in the Catholic Church, on days of fasting, you can have 1 full meal and then 2 smaller meals that do not equal a whole meal. So like maybe a piece of toast for breakfast and a piece of fruit for lunch, because those 2 together still don't equal a whole meal. Or maybe a hard-boiled egg for breakfast and, a piece of cheese for lunch, whatever. So it's 2 small meals that do not equal 1 meal, then a full meal. And usually you're encouraged to keep that, and no snacking. And usually you're encouraged to keep that full meal kind of simple. And sometimes I struggle with that. Because I'll do seafood or something, and really seafood's not simple, but and by simple I mean maybe it should just be like a tomato soup or something, or a grilled cheese, not a nice shrimp mozzarella pasta, which I'm making on Friday. I know, I'm working on it. I am a sinner working to be better. But anyway, so for us, we like to take it a little bit further, because Lent is all about sacrifice. And the fact that we don't eat 3 big meals a day, for us it would feel like not making a sacrifice if we were to eat 2 smaller meals and then the bigger meal. Because a lot of times, especially me, my meals are smaller. Most of the time I don't even eat lunch. So for us, we like to take it a little bit further and fast for a whole 24 hours. For us, that is a bigger sacrifice. Now, I know that is not for everybody, and especially for people who have medical conditions. Now, we generally, we fast on the days we're supposed to, which is Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, but we also add every Friday in Lent to it, just as part of our Lenten sacrifice. Now, I told Doug I really do not want him fasting on chemo weeks, on Friday. So he may pick a different day, and maybe on Tuesdays that will be his day of fasting. Whatever. I don't think it's a good idea and we talked about it, and he understands my feelings and all that. So, like he said, if I don't feel good, I'll be fasting anyway. But anyway, so for us, we try to make that fasting a sacrifice. And for us to do 2 small meals and a big meal, it's not a sacrifice, but I know for a lot of people that definitely is. And everybody has to do it the way they are comfortable with. I know if I were to eat like a small meal in the morning and a small meal at lunch and then dinner, for me, there's 0 sacrifice involved. But for fasting for 24 hours, I may get a little bit of a headache. I may feel a little bit weak. And that, for me, is where the sacrifice comes in. And not to get too religious and too preachy, but, I am a religious person. I think about, Jesus hanging on the cross for me and what a sacrifice that was and how uncomfortable he was. So that makes it opens up my mind a little bit more to what Lent means for me and does for me. But like I said, everyone does it different. I would never, ever judge someone for doing it different than me, because everybody has their own way of doing it. And anything you do is a beautiful, beautiful thing for Lent. I know people...
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take the I-295 north exit.
That give something up for Lent or do something extra for Lent. And I think that is absolutely beautiful. But yeah, so whatever you decide to do or don't do, or how you fast or whatever, that's between you, yourself, and God. And don't let anybody ever tell you you're not doing it right. Don't let anybody tell you you're doing it wrong, because everybody has their way of doing it. And for us, this works. This actually feels like sacrifice. Now, I will say, we do drink. I drank my electrolyte water this morning. I will drink water all day. And I do drink my tea. I just drink it black. So, because normally I put a half a teaspoon of sugar and like a teaspoon or 2 of milk in it, but I will drink it black on fasting days. But I still will drink it. So now I know some cultures, some religions, when they fast, they don't even drink. It is no food and no drink at all. I don't take it that far. Like I said, everybody has their way of doing it.
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to take the I-295 north exit.
Doing their sacrifice. So I just wanted to clear that up because I got a bunch of questions about it. About why we do it that way. And that's why. That is a personal choice.
Use the right 2 lanes to take the I-295 north exit.
Sorry, I have my GPS on. I do believe that the
continue for 3/4 of a mile.
If you are over, and of course we do no meat on all the Fridays during Lent and Ash Wednesday also. And I think the rules for that are over 14, ages 14 to 65 abstain from meat. And I think it's 16 and over up to a certain age fast.
In a 1/4 mile, keep right. Follow signs for I-295 north.
Issues, or if you're pregnant or whatever, you don't do it. I mean, that is completely and utterly off the table for you in every way. You know, if you have issues, you can't fast.
Keep right.
That's totally understandable. But anyway, so I just wanted to explain that because I did have a couple questions.
Continue for 3 miles.
In comments, private messages, and emails after I did my menu plan for the week and mentioned our days of fasting. A couple people questioned it, not in a mean way at all, just asking about it. So I wanted to just clear that up. That's what we do. It's what works for us. And I got to be honest with you. In the morning, I'm a little bit hungry. Now, generally on Fridays, we don't exercise because I don't want to burn a ton of calories and then not eat. But sometimes I do. It just depends on my mood. Where was I going with that? I forget. Now I forget what I was going to say because I'm so busy watching the road. So that's that. I just wanted to let y'all know and thought it would be a good time to do it while I was heading to the dermatologist. So I am almost there, and I will let you know how I make out and let you know if she's able to do anything for this. Boy, I hope so.
In 2 miles, take exit 29B for US 30 West toward Barrington, Haddon Heights.
To my eye, but we'll see what she has to say about it. So I will catch you when I get done. Well, I was not expecting that. Yeah, she biopsied it. She said that's, not a skin tag. So she's pretty sure it's some sort of skin cancer, but not something, horrible. This Band-Aid is going to get on my last nerve for a week. I have to change it every day. I might be able to put it on a little bit better than she did, but wasn't expecting that. So just a PSA, just like Doug did, if you have anything unexpected pop up, get it checked. Okay, home. I want to share the happy mail with you. Then I got to get started on dinner because, yeah. So my subscriber, Tiffany, who we talk all the time through text, she's so fun. She lives up in Maine. Anyway, she sent us a box, and the note mentions that, I've mentioned that people are cooking us dinner when he has chemo. Well, she wanted to send us dessert. And Maine is, whoopie pies are Maine's official dessert. So she sent us a case of whoopie pies. They are chocolate cake. See, she listens. She knows. Chocolate cake with peanut butter filling. Doug's absolute favorite. So, and she said they freeze really well because there's 12 of these huge things in there. So we're going to put those in the freezer, and on Sundays during Lent, we are going to take one out and share it and enjoy it. And that'll be our Sunday Lenten treat. So thank you so much, Tiffany. I cannot wait. They look so delicious. And I told Doug on the phone, he's still at work. He is so excited because, chocolate and peanut butter. So thank you so very much. I know we will enjoy them, and it is comfort food at its finest. So thank you. Now we need to make some French fries, my friends, because we got to get dinner going. Okay, so when I got home, I put the granola back in the oven because it was not crisp enough, and I forgot to set a timer, so now it's a little over crisp, but it'll be fine. I took some unsweetened coconut flakes and I threw those in. I'm gonna throw a little bit more in. And I'm gonna take some dried mixed berries. It's cranberries, cherries, and blueberries, and I'm gonna throw a handful of those in. That's my air fryer. They're done.
Oh, they're done. Okay.
Yeah, double check and make sure they're all done. And then that's it. That's all we're gonna do. And there's our granola. So I will let you know how we like it. Doug did taste a little bit of it. It is not sweet. So if you like a sweet granola, you need to add more maple syrup or whatever kind of sweetener that you used. Although I used unsweetened coconut, but these are really sweet, the dried fruit. So I think that'll make it a little bit sweeter. But we're gonna give this a try, and if we like it, I'll make a bigger batch next time. But for now, we're gonna give this a go. In true Joni fashion, I forgot to pick up the camera. This is what's left. I have a couple bites left. These are the fries I made. I just used my French fry cutter, put them in the air fryer. I spray them with a little bit of avocado oil and cook them in the air fryer. And then that's what's left of my asparagus and egg sandwich. One more bite left. Ooh, it's dark. So the parking lot is full because the 6 o'clock prayer service is just leaving. And it's 6:30 and we are just arriving for 7 o'clock mass. We have to be here early because we have ministries tonight. So that's what we're doing. Well, friends, that is it for today. It was a super busy day, but good day. Say a prayer for this. Yeah. Is what it is, right? Familiar sight from a year ago. Mr. Andrew at the table grading papers.
I'm happier.
He's much happier than he was this time last year. He is busy grading some quizzes and getting those grades in the computer. And tomorrow is his Friday because he took a personal day on Friday. We think Anna's coming down for the weekend because she is off Friday and Monday from her school. So, yeah, Andrew has personal days and hasn't used any, so he's going to use one on Friday.
I did use one
oh, that's
for
right,
the
for the wedding. So, we'll see. Not sure what the weekend's going to bring. We have, Doug's got a lot of homework. He's got a homily to write. So, he'll be very busy with that over the weekend. He's got Bible study and school on Saturday. So, he's got a busy weekend. I think we're playing Pinochle this weekend, so it should be good. But anyway, I'm jumping the gun on the weekend. I will see you guys on Friday for menu plan and grocery haul. Yeah, so that's about it. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I will catch you all in my next video.